So there's a lot going on in the world right now. And to keep up with all these changes, people have been posting, people are very confused. And in recent times, CERN has shut down. And the question that we pose today in this podcast is, did the shutdown of CERN, did it cause a timeline shift? People have reporting very strange things that they're experiencing. One of the things, vivid dreams. People have been reporting that they've been dreaming and they really haven't been dreaming prior to that. Many people are experiencing ascension symptoms, very, very potent and uncomfortable changes in the body, which I'm going to be breaking down in this lesson. And experiencing things that don't make sense in their own reality. Some people, you might be familiar with Mandela effects. Your own personal Mandela effects. Things that are changing rapidly in the reality. So in recent times, to take what everyone has been sharing, and as you're listening, you could comment as we go along. Experiencing all these vivid dreams, experiencing these very intense changes in the body, which I have been experiencing as well, and the actual glitches in the reality that you're experiencing. More people that have been on this journey, and you're aware of quantum shifting and quantum physics. The reality is not a solid reality, yet a frequency. And that actually helps us understand the Mandela effects that people have been discussing over the past many years. Actually, it's been going on for a while. So we have a lot to break down today. Appreciate everyone coming in the live chat. It's a big topic that everyone is kind of talking about on social media. And if you resonate with this type of stuff, I appreciate if you hit the like button so that other people get this information as well. And one of the things we have to realize and come to terms with is that there is a lot going on in the world, and it is too much for the nervous system to handle. Your nervous system is the driving force for the reality that you experience. So if your nervous system is in set to fight or flight mode, which for many people it has been, and people, if the whole CERN thing is real or not, we could have conversation about it. When there is a frequency that is causing dissonance to the frequency that you are supposed to receive for the reality, it's almost like there's a secondary frequency. It's almost like this, picking up two radio stations at the same time. Have you ever driven in a car and you pick up two signals at the same time? And you could say to yourself, I just want to listen to one of those songs, one of those stations. But having them go running simultaneously, it's overwhelming. And you might have to just turn it off. So, once you kind of go through that event horizon and then it turns off, then your nervous system can be at peace, and then you don't have this chaos and uncertainty, which we'll get to in the lesson. Celestial Gatekeeper, open the gates. I appreciate the super chat. Thank you for the support, Celestial. So we have in recent times the CERN shutdown. As people report vivid dreams since this time period, intense ascension symptoms in the body, and what we're looking at in this to share with the people is your base energy center. There are many people right now, you had to develop protection. This is what our body naturally does. And you were trying to protect yourself because you didn't feel safe. And a lot of this is in the region known as your base energy center, known as your solar plexus, sacral, and root. Maybe you're experiencing tightness in the lower back, which represents your support. We lived in a world, right, where people were making money and all that money went away to corrupted taxes and everything else, and you made a little bit more, and then, or you have manufactured inflation, and you feel like you just can't get ahead, and your base energy, right, so the lower back, which represents support, you just don't feel like you have support, so your body's clenching in the lower back. In the sacral, right, that is your creative energy, where there was a lot of guilt and shame in the world when you want to express yourself freely. In the solar plexus, anxiety, fear of the future. How many people had anxiety, fear of the future? And what we naturally do is we create a barrier of protection. So through the cortisol from the frequencies, we're trying to protect ourselves. And this is done in the subconscious. You might not be, we're not conscious of these things that we're actually doing to our body, but you might be tuned into this type of work for the first time. And you could say to yourself, yeah, I was gaining a little weight in the midsection. Well, we're trying to protect ourselves, and this is the result of cortisol in the solar plexus, in the base energy region. And now subconsciously, something happened. And it's not comfortable, but there's a shedding going on. There's a release. And subconsciously, your body is saying, we don't have to protect ourselves anymore. We don't have to. So all of a sudden, you might have the urge to purge. You might have a deep healing and cleansing that's occurring. You might, have to take a little time out, and the body is dismantling all the knots in your stomach, in your fascia, right? So maybe there was a manufactured secondary reality matrix that was going on, and your body was trying to protect itself, right? Because you don't know what's going to happen in the future. You're just going on that loop. So now you're purging all of the protection shield that you created in your gut. Alukamed, thank you so much for the super chat. I'm so grateful for the support. I love you. Thank you. So it is not an easy process to go through. And those that are familiar with this journey, you feel unwell. But these are the densities that we've held in our body, and we're trying to protect ourselves because subconsciously you know that there's things out there that you're trying to protect yourself from. And now you don't need that anymore. So now it has to leave the body. And until it leaves the body, if you don't let go, so you got to listen to the message. If you don't let go, because it's over, you will be attached to a phantom reality, and that frequency, you will continue to loop that old frequency. What are you paying attention to? Because attention is the currency of the universe. You pay attention. What are you going to be paying attention to in the upcoming days? Are you going to be paying attention to fear on mainstream media? Or you could pay attention to the truth of our everyday lives. You could click subscribe. I appreciate that. And this is a transitional phase. So there are things in the body that we have to do, and then there's stuff that we have to ignore in the outer world. Don't go anywhere. Anastasia, thank you for the super chat. Anastasia writes, be fearless, warriors. Purge the fear. You got to purge the fear. And you will feel not just the regular fear, but the fear of the uncertainty when things just don't make sense. your whole life, you know, reality was definite. It was a finite reality. This is reality. And then you realize that there's like multiple realities out there, and you are tuning into new realities. And then there are other free will souls that are also tuning into realities. And then there are some people going up and some people going down. So you might have people that you've had in your life for a reason, a season, or maybe even a lifetime. And you're seeing strange behaviors in especially in this year. It's really been picking up in a post-2020. Did you realize this? If you would like to comment that down below. If you are a person that is a conscious, a lot of this channel is for the deeply spiritually in-tuned person, and you're paying attention to everything. Would you say that you've noticed more of these weird glitches post-2020 than your entire life combined? It's like not even close. It's like not even close. So it's a different way of life. This is the chaos. It's the quantum chaos that's occurring. A timeline has expired. And the cycles and loops can continue. Do not, gotta listen carefully, do not hold on to or cling to what you know, because you will be trapped by a phantom timeline. Let go. Everyone right now is writing in the comments, let go. We all have to let go, because it's 999, it's over. And when we think of a shutdown, the machine is shut down, let's say, right? And everything is shut down, there's nothing there. But sometimes through, you know, things are just like operating, but it has no substance anymore. So it's all shut down, and you don't want to, because you keep holding on to it, be attached to something that has no power. That old timeline has no power over you. Yeah, let go. It's a simple thing, but it's so important. It's difficult to do. Keep writing, let go. The chat is exploding. You have to let go. We all have to you just gotta go like this. A lot of this is difficult because everyone has their free will decisions to make. In the past, couple of years, we've seen a lot of people, they're no longer on the journey with us, and we might love these people. They might have been our friends. Everyone made free will decisions, and it's hard to say goodbye. But you, the person that's getting this message, that's why you had to be a light warrior. None of this journey, none of this time period, the spiritual warfare that we've all lived through. But this was a great sorting that was occurring. And we have to let go. And we have to realize that, and you're going to see this. You're going to see that some people were just there. They were just, a monitoring spirit. Boo. And now all of a sudden you see all these new people showing up. Hey, look at all these new people. Did you notice this? Click like. Comment. Did you see it? Did you see it? All these new people start. Well, but what happened to those people? So it's very overwhelming, especially if you're a person that's new to this. That's why your Uncle Mike is here to guide you on this journey. That is absolutely, it's going through the roof right now. There are so many things that are occurring. I can go as far. Again, we don't know the answer. Maybe. Again, we don't know, but we could go as deep as CERN doesn't even exist. It's just a story. What do you think about that? It's just a question. A lot of things in life are a story. And the most important thing, see, I'm not responsible, if you're on this channel, I'm not responsible for anything out there, but what I'm responsible and what I can teach you is what is the story that you tell yourself? Where do you dwell? when we are attaching to a timeline, this is the matter of fact that you got to hear these words, not all the fluff. Not the fake spiritual gurus out there, not the spiritual bypassing out there. You got to listen to these words right now. What is the story that you tell yourself? Where do you dwell in the mind, in this, especially in this window of time when that head of yours hits the pillow at night? What is the story that you tell yourself about this world? What is the story about what you tell yourself what is your role in this world? And this is going to be, it's going to be greater than 80% of whatever the reality that you're experiencing is. That's the story that you have to be focused on. Now, there's a lot of things that are going on. It's overwhelming. In this world, we're seeing a lot of activity in the sun. We're seeing a lot of activity in the Schumann resonance. We are seeing the signs in the sky, biblical times, all at once in this very potent year. It's the year of the apocalypse, the year of the fire horse. And as the fire horse continues to charge forward, the fire horse never turns around. It leaves all of the fake in the dust. And that's what's happening in the world. And it's difficult for us if we don't let go. Even if it's something that's, like you should let it go. Because this is not a good thing for us to believe in, or it's a negative thing, a negative self-talk, because it's wired in your nervous system. And when it's ingrained in that nervous system, it's absolutely difficult for you to, so there are going to be people that they might scroll past this very powerful video today that's giving you the real actual answer, and you're looping. And those people are going to continue to loop. And again, it's not their fault. This is something that is going on in our nervous system. And this is how we're wired until you, this is your life. This is your life. Remember that? Okay. So now you're saying to yourself, yeah, my life has been on a loop, right? Because I believe the TV. And it got ingrained. And I downloaded these programs from birth to the age of 7 or 8. And these are the subconscious programs. And maybe you had a narcissistic mother. Or maybe you had a narcissistic teacher. Right? So I'm just speaking the truth here. Right? So we have to get, this is the real work that the whole world needs to hear. Okay? So you, the person that's getting this message, it wasn't your fault. It was the stuff in the past. And what happens is we download it in the subconscious, and it's very difficult for it to break out of it. Maybe you had a narcissistic relationship, right? And then you think every other man is the same, every other woman is the same, right? Or maybe it's just the way you can't get ahead in life, right? Because there's all the corruption and the corrupted taxes and the corrupted things. And a lot of people are feeling as empaths that there's a big clearing. There's a clearing that's happening in your body as we're feeling for the children of the world. And whatever's under the ground, whatever's in the dark, whatever's in the subconscious of humanity, it's got to rise up to the surface and cleared TF out. The truth's got to come out now. You can't hide the truth forever. I'm so grateful if you smash into the like button, because people need the truth, right? So whatever's hidden in the darkness, our children have to be safe. Whatever's happening in the dark has to come to the light. And this is the representation of the subconscious. And there you are as an empath, and you're feeling this in your stomach right now. I have a full video on it I did recently. If you're new, you watch that video, okay? Jemmy Delva, thank you so much for the super chat. I'm so grateful for the support. My story. There's never been a good time as good as now, with capital N-O-W, and it just keeps getting better. I'm so grateful for the super chat, and I'm so grateful for you sharing the truth. It is always now, with N-O-W, with capital letters. There are so many people that spiritually bypass and they say, well, why? It's now. It's always got to be now. You know, we're if you're new to the channel, we're approaching a great anniversary here on this channel. Click subscribe. You'll be part of our great anniversary. And now I use my very first video as a teaching tool. And, you know, my first video was not going to win a Tubi or anything like that. But there had to be something. Well, when are you going to make your first video? Well, when are you going to do your first? It's now. It's always now. All the time. All the time. Do you want to learn how to quantum shift? You'll click subscribe. It's always a decision. Yeah, it's always a decision. You're never ready. Someone's got to hear this, because I've watched people allow their lives. And again, until I learned this, that's why my life was stagnant until it's now. It's always now. Now is the time to let go of the old timeline. Now is the time to walk forward onto your new timeline. Now is the time to say, it's finally safe to come out and play, warriors. It's safe. It's safe to come out and play. And, you know, until we embrace this, we're going to be caught in that loop. But we have to say enough is enough. And there is a great, it's not easy to go through what a lot of people have been going through, especially in the past few days. Not everyone is feeling the absolute intensity of the deep shift. But you might be on this message and you feel and some people aren't going to understand you. You know, in recent times, I had to fast. And you have to listen to yourself. I have to listen to myself. And then you're going to know it's supernatural, or really a frequency that is going to allow your body to get rid of the stuff that you've been holding in your solar plexus. And you know, I don't like wake up and say, you know, I'm just going to fast. It's not easy to fast. But when you do so, you're allowing the deep traumas, the deep densities that we hold in the solar plexus, we allow it to leave. And we can't carry that baggage, which is going to throw off the frequency broadcast. You got to get on the clear channel. You can't ignore certain things that are occurring. And it's going to get so obvious. There are certain things in life, if you're a person that is focused on things, some people are asleep at the wheel. They're not going to see the things that you can see. You can't ignore the glitches that you're experiencing. You're not going to be able to ignore the great exchange. I did a full video on that. In your life, you're going to see a great exchange of people, because everything is a frequency match. You're not going to be able to ignore that no matter how much physical effort that you put upon something, that whatever it is, the task is, it's not going to move. And then you might put more physical, and it actually moves even less. And whatever the things that you did in the past, you're going to say, I used to do X, Y, or Z, and it absolutely doesn't work anymore. Because we're under a new paradigm, on a new timeline, with new quantum rules. I see a lot of people commenting right now. Have you noticed this? That thing, you say, oh, I used to always do this, and this is what used to work for me, and now it doesn't work no more. So you're going to see these things, and it's going to become undeniable when you add them all up. chaos. At this time, you have to stop forcing. And it's not a matter of not doing anything, but it is action without friction. Action without friction. And the more that we have that friction, because then we start digging in more into whatever it is we're doing, and we create more resistance. I call it spiritual viscosity, the resistance to flow. Not flow from progressive though, okay. No, we don't want to create that spiritual viscosity. We don't want to have that resistance to flow. And at the end of the day, we are doing it. We're doing it. There are interferences in life, but ultimately it's always gonna get back to, where do you dwell on the inside? If you think the world, and that was the beliefs that if it's that, then the world is out to get you, or is the world supporting you, or is the universe is everyone showing up to support you? Everyone showing, and the correct people are showing up, or what is relevant to you? There are things in life that other people want. I want no part in. It's about your everyday life on this channel. It's about your everyday life. So there are things that you might have felt blocked from, and there could have been interference. And CERN could have been cracking away and altering the timeline and boom, boom, boom. And then it shuts off. But there is a correlation for the amount of people that have been sharing. Hit me up on Facebook. We have a tremendous Facebook community growing. Link is in the description. Posting on Facebook. Dreaming like, I got these ascension symptoms. And a lot of people see it upon this moment. Now, is it a story of the timeline? We don't even know. It might not even exist. But the ultimate of ultimates is the frequency that's inside. And what needs to happen regardless is that internal density that you've been holding, you have to drop that density. You might be called to fast like I did. It's not so pleasant. The shifts that we're going through, not so pleasant. And this is for a great release. Because things were part of your life, things were in the world, and they absolutely can't be here anymore. Anything causing confusion, anything causing you to doubt yourself or to shrink yourself, abandon your growth, any one of these things doesn't come with you. Some things in life, this is just the way of the matrix. Some people belong to Agent Smith. Some people are with God. Everyone made their free will decision. At this time, you're going to see this. And when you see it, you won't tolerate it no more. Because the truthful aspect is the people that are tuned into this message, you have great powers. And you could only prevent it by someone getting in that brain of yours and talking you out of it. Full video on when NPCs show up. You might have a great decision to make. This is a moment that's going to totally shift the trajectory that you're on. That's a timeline. And all of a sudden, these NPCs show up to talk to you and give you advice and it's sabotage. It's part of the matrix. Welcome to the truth, right? It's the matrix. Mr. Anderson, Agent Smith. The truth is right here, but you have to break free of it. Some people belong to the matrix. Some people, that face has got to be buried in their phone. And some people are, you ever see this you go out in the public? You ever see eyes that are actually looking around? Or is it just buried in that phone? Who is controlling your reality? At the end of the day, we have to take ownership of our life. And there has to be, all you need is like a little something, a little crack. And maybe someone hears a word from what I'm saying today. And from that moment, it's literally a quantum event. And then finally you could break free of that frequency that you've been controlled with for a long time. The lack and limitation, or, this has always been the way. There are people that have held onto traumas from their parents and grandparents. It's part of the family lineage. All right. And that's just the quantum DNA. And if you are on this message, you are that person. And when you do this, when you break free of this, you are actually doing it for your entire family. And you're the one that's able to, overcome things that no one else in your family was able to overcome. And you have to remember, the screen is an illusion. Yeah. The reality that you see today, you actually created that reality a couple of days ago, or maybe even a long time ago. It's not real in the right now. So the people that have been struggling, I recently did a very powerful video. I hope everyone in the world hears it. If you've been struggling, your inner world has changed. And that's why when you see the outer world, and I know it might sound weird to some people that are new, you have to ignore it. And that's why you're getting frustrated, because that experience is not who I am on the inside. And maybe there are things that are manipulating the reality that you're seeing. Ooh, spooky. You cannot get scared now. Now you have to listen. Now you have to listen. You cannot get scared. There are so many people, including myself, I saw a lot of weird stuff, that are reporting glitches in the reality. Strange things like Mandela effects since this has happened. So really reflect on your life in the last few days. Are you witnessing any glitches in reality? You cannot get scared. You cannot go back. You must cross the bridge. When you are looking at the chaos and this doesn't make sense, and that doesn't make sense, and the other things over there don't make sense, you must cross the bridge of incidents. Right now, collectively in the world, we are crossing the bridge of incidents. All of these incidents, ignore them and continue to move forward and continue to ignore the outer reality. And the people that are able to do this are the ones that are going to make it through. It is known as the bridge of incidents. Don't get scared of all these outer things that are occurring. And again, that also might include for you to take a time out. In the past few days, and doing the fast, I had no strength and feeling the weird symptoms in my body. And, I wasn't as active as I normally am. And actually feeling like that, I actually spent more time alone. I'm we're all going through things, but I just maybe went to go sit in the sauna. I wasn't very social in the gym. I usually, walk the beach for exercise. I just lay down in the sun in the solar plexus and allowing the sun to heal allowing the sun to heal the solar plexus. Full video will pop up at the end of this. So important. As we move forward, we have to understand the power of the solar plexus and your entire reality that you're experiencing. So when you actually disengage from reality, you're going to take a step back. I struggle with this, okay? People love this channel because it's a channel of authenticity. I struggle with this because I'm a driven man. I'm beyond motivated, driven. I want to, but sometimes we got to disengage. Sometimes I got to just sit here. Sometimes I say, I got to let go. I say, God, you take care of it, God. It's difficult because you're right. And this is where, I like to motivate men that just sit on the couch and eat nachos and cheese. I wasn't eating nachos and cheese, but it was watermelon. But just to sit there and just have no energy to do anything. And then you say, God, you take it, God. God's got to take it today. When you disengage from reality, none of those people are you, but some of those people are actors and actresses or part of the matrix that are teaching you. And then what are you learning from these experiences? And then everything goes silent. And you getting this, you might have said, you know what? Everything got abnormally, eerily quiet in the past few days. Is that you? Did things, when I was younger, Regina, my mother said I used to go crazy for cantaloupe. I haven't had cantaloupe in a while. But yeah, when I was a kid, she said it was like my favorite thing. So you're going to see that all of a sudden the reality's glitching. It gets really quiet. So when you understand that reality is a frequency, our life is never going from A to B, but it is a quantum. Where are we going? And where are we headed? Destination unknown. Destination unknown. So there are things that in order to latch down, you have to anchor it down. And that's the problem where you get a little bit, but it's not a permanent change. If you're still on this message, you are actually at a point in your life where you want permanent change. You want something that is going to be everlasting in your life, permanent change that you're going to move forward with. I know there's a lot of people looking for their next, you say, where am I going with my work? Will I actually have a real woman or a real man to have a relationship that I could actually build with? So if it is permanent change, you have to hold the frequency for a sustained period of time. And that's why everything, so what has happened in a post-2020 world, right? I'm gonna give you the picture here. It's like, let's just throw everything at them. Has it been information overload? Here it is. Look at this. Look at that. Look at this. Look, and then you can't, you have to focus your attention. Boom, I got to focus because when you're able to do that, you focus your attention on your North Star, on your target, wherever you're going, and then you can latch onto that, and then you will actually, you'll have that in your life. But if it's like, look, squirrel, if your attention is constantly, being diverted and you, that's why there has been so much. Everything, including the kitchen sink, was thrown at you. Was that you in the past few years? Because the only thing that can stop you is yourself. And that's why we had to be warriors. Anyone that's still here, you're focusing your attention, you're a warrior. In a place where people can only hold their attention to a tick-tock, a tickety-tock. Attention span. So what I do on this channel is I teach people, and if you are clicking subscribe, you're taking a journey for real quality changes that you can do to benefit your life. People cannot hold their attention in the modern society. Attention spans are destroyed. This is such an important, if you want to improve your life, and you could click the subscribe button, your attention has to be ironclad. If you can't hold your attention, you're finished. Why do you think it's designed this way, ladies and gentlemen? Because that long-term attention is the only way to anchor it down. That's why stuff comes in and then it goes right out. You're starting to move forward and that's it. Starting to move forward and that's it. Am I explaining what you're maybe experiencing? You're starting to move forward and then that's it. So now at this moment in this energy, we have to latch locked and loaded, laser pinpoint accuracy, let it go and move forward. So, a lot of people have experienced a lot of very strange glitches, symptoms in the body, changes occurring, vivid dreams. Did the shutdown of CERN create a timeline shift? So you let me know in the comments. And does it even exist? Is it just a story? Nobody knows. I'm telling you, and I shared this in the video, and it's truthful, so truthful, people are going to find themselves curled up in a fetal position. What is even real? What are you watching on TV? Maybe you're getting angry at something that doesn't even exist. It's almost like putting a VR goggles on, and the people are like, you see them jumping around, they think that they're going on the roller coasters, and they're just sitting there and they're acting, because your nervous system, if your nervous system is shown something, your body is going to react to it. So it's a very powerful message today. I'm so grateful for the community support. Everything you do, click the like button, click subscribe, leave a comment down below. You could check out the related videos that pop up here and at the pinned comment. Go to the channel page. We have a tremendous Facebook. Hit me up there. Patreon, TikTok, Instagram. Utilize the hashtag OurEverydayLives. And really, people are commenting on other people's comments. Go to the comment section down below. What have you been experiencing in the past few days? Sometimes when you see people on a totally different continent, we are a global community, and they're having a similar experience. It kind of gives our nervous system a little bit of calm to say, you know what, maybe I'm not going out of my mind, right? Maybe this is something that's actually going on, and you don't understand why, right? If you're a highly advanced soul and you're saying, wait, there's something weird that's going on, and now you see other people are experiencing it, it kind of calms our nervous system down. So it's a great support for others leaving those comments, and they're reading it, and hang on. It's one heck of a ride that we're all on. So it hasn't been comfortable. I love each and every one of you. Keep going, kid.